Yeah, what is up, guys? It is Nigel here, and today I wanted to talk about an interesting subject about video game trailers, particularly. So let's get right into it. I wanted to talk about this because of the simple fact of like how trailers are nowadays compared to back they were in the past. Like I feel as if in the new age of gaming, they kind of just show you everything in the game, like almost everything. Like for instance, Final Fantasy 16, when they had trailers of the game, like the very first trailer, I was like, okay, it looks pretty cool. The second trailer, like, okay, I see the gameplay feel. It looks like kind of like Devil May Cry and this and the other. And they showed another one and another one and another one. I'm like, okay, you need to slow down because they started showing, in my opinion, too much of the game. They're like, listen, this is this enemy, this is that enemy, this is this, that's who that is, that's who that is. I'm like, bro, I haven't even gotten the game yet, but I know how the game's gonna end. It's like, what's up with that type of deal? Like, I don't understand that. And I just feel as if back in the day, it was a bit easier to just like say, hey, this is the trailer for this and that and this, but we're not going to give you the tools for everything. We're not going to tell you all the story details and all this and that, or we're not going to show you, for instance, for fighting games, not all fighting games, some had hidden characters. We're not going to tell you all about them. You have to lock them and figure it out. Like, they didn't tell you everything, and that's the thing I kind of miss in a way. Like, I get why they do it now to show you everything, so people can say, well, this game has this, that, and this, so I can buy it now. But I feel as if that hidden aspect, if you don't know what's going to be in the game exactly, not like gameplay-wise or anything like that, but like the hidden character or hidden feature or weapon or whatever in the game that, you know, they didn't talk about, not because it's like an in-game weapon, just a weapon that was in the game, they just didn't want to talk about it too much. And then you see it and you use it like, oh, this is pretty cool. I'm kind of glad, at least in my opinion, I would be glad they didn't show it to me so I can experience it for my first time and test it out. And not knowing, like for instance for Devil May Cry, they kind of pretty much showed all the weapons that Dante had in the beginning. They showed like Devil Sword Dante pretty much at the end for like the last trailer, but we knew pretty much the moveset for all the weapons. But say for example, like we didn't know what King Cerberus was in the game, like just the weapon overall. Because at that point, I feel as if it was obviously going to be Cerberus battle. We just didn't know how it would be, but they didn't show it at all entirely. So once we get this, like, oh my goodness, Cerberus is back. Wait, he's different. King Cerberus. Oh, this is cool. You fight him, you get the weapons. Like, huh? Oh, it's just the Trichuck thing. Then it transforms, and then you get that first impression of it, like just using it. Like you don't know how to use it properly or all that stuff. Like you can just test it out yourself. I feel as if that experience is kind of not gone, but it's a little bit less focused on. I feel as if they should focus on that a bit more, in my opinion, in gaming. But that's just how I feel about it. Now, I guess you could say for some examples like, hey, why don't you just not watch the trailers and this, that, and the other? You're right in that. Like, I do that. Like, I don't watch the trailers or whatever, this, that, and the other. And then, for instance, for Tekken 8, they have the story trailer. I didn't want to watch it or see anything about it. Of course, I get the thumbnail, so I'm going to see a little bit accidentally because I didn't want to, but it's just how it is. And then, I was doing pretty good. And then I clicked on a YouTube video about MK or, I forget, probably like Naruto Storm Connections or whatever. And then bada bang, bada boom, a Tekken ad showed up. Here's Kazuya's final double form. You can't skip the ass. I'm like, I had to switch tabs, like, what are you doing? I didn't want to see this. Like, at a certain point, some stuff is unavoidable, which is unfortunate, but I think the reason why they're showing all this stuff is just like to let you know, like, hey, this is everything that's in the game, which I feel as if they still technically haven't shown everything in the game for Tekken 8, but they don't have to show the core thing of the story. I'd rather people, like I said, in my opinion, you can disagree with me on that, like, it's respectable, do what you want to do, how you believe on it, but I feel as if not knowing what's about to go down in that mode and then experiencing it, you feel a lot better in, because you don't know, like, oh, I remember that for the trailer, I remember this from the trailer. Now, for some people, it might not change at all. It's like, oh, well then, oh yeah, I remember it from trailer, it doesn't bother them or something like that. But for others, it could be like, well, this is kind of predictable because in the trailer that happened, so it's like you put two and two together. So that's why I feel as if they shouldn't really do that too much, in my opinion. But again, it is my opinion. Like, or like, I guess you could, for another example, you could say Monster Hunter, how even before, you can say this for Rise or World, they pretty much showed every monster in the game, practically. The only monsters, for instance, for World, we didn't know that was in the game, I guess would be Basil Geese, or Goose. Some people say Goose or Geese, I don't know, I don't really care. He's an awesome monster, though. And then Safi Jiva. So, because, like, I will say this, because I feel as if this is a thing that everybody's felt when they first went up against Basil Geese. Him just showing up randomly, like, what the freak is that thing? Like, that reaction, like, the discovery, that's what I was saying, like, that's the missing thing. I feel as if games, don't like let the players experience as much and more, because as soon as you see the trailers for certain people, you kind of know everything. Like I said, some trailers you can avoid by this and that and the other, but there's also advertisements, like even if you're watching TV or something, or just on YouTube, which most people be on, or Twitter or something like that, it's almost kind of unavoidable. Like if you legit don't want to see anything about a game, all you gotta do is don't get literally on YouTube. Like, hey, no more YouTube videos for now. No more Twitter. No more none of this. Hey, just watch shows, play a video game, and wait for the release date. That's pretty much it, because they'll show you pretty much everything. I think that literally is the best way. But it's like, dude, I kind of watch other stuff on YouTube or whatever, this, that, and the other. But some stuff pops up, so it's just a little hard. But either way, I'm getting a little bit off topic here. I want to go back into it with the last topic, I guess, would be fighting games again, for instance. But like hidden, what if there's hidden characters like that? Like, oh yeah, here's all the full characters, but actually we lied. There's actually 2 more characters or something like that. You just don't know about them, and you unlock them. There's no trailer about them or nothing. You play them like, what does this character do? And you explore their options, stuff like that. Because I feel as if in most fighting games, they show you pretty much what every character mainly does. They don't show you exactly every move. Like for instance, in Tekken 8 trailers, they don't show you every move, but they show you the cool new stuff that they can do now. What if there's just like, hey, there's a character here, but we're not going to say who it is, or, you know, there's characters that you have to unlock them or find them, whatever, this, that, and whatever modes they have, and then, you know, you play them, you're like, oh man, what do they do? And you discover it yourself. That's, at least in my opinion, that experience hits different. Like, for example, I feel as if maybe for the old heads, like Street Fighter 2, that you could play as Akuma, like if you did input this, that, and the other, and you could play as him, that had to have hit different back in the day. Without a doubt, that had to have. They're like, man, no one knows his input but me. And then they can, I mean, obviously that's not going to happen ever again, because, you know, the internet is like, oh, well, now everybody knows how to do it. But just the fact that used to be a thing, it would have to have been a blast, dude, without a doubt. It had to have been the coolest thing ever. But stuff like that, how do you guys feel about that? Do you think that should return? Because I know that could be a problem for, I guess, like, tournament players, perhaps, because they would have to actually unlock the character and this, that, and the other. But there's I guess some games allow you just to buy the character, but if, for instance, my idea how they would do it, you wouldn't even have a trailer of what they do, so you just buy them like, I don't even know what he does, and, you know, stuff like that. So I guess that kind of doesn't work in a sense, but there are ways that you can, I feel that people can incorporate it, because, like, for instance, I believe in Fighters, you had to unlock Android 21. I think you can buy her, but I think that took a second. And Blue, Vegeta, and Goku, you could unlock them too in a mode, so stuff like that. But if I'm just saying, like, in a hidden aspect, like, you don't even know what the characters can do, and you explore them. I just think that's really cool. But yeah, that is pretty much it. I hope I wasn't rambling a little bit too much about this. I think it's just a cool idea to go back to, like, if developers did do that, like, just to not show everything exactly, just to let it explore a little bit. But what do you guys think on that? Do you think that games should show less stuff in their trailers or just advertisements, stuff like that? Or do you guys think they should show, well, hey, I want to see the entire game, what's in here, everything, I want to know everything before I even buy this thing? Like, what is your opinion? Or do you think there could be a fine, good balance of knowing what's in there and not knowing? Because I think that there's a balance, it just hasn't, it's kind of been lost, and I feel as if in the new age of gaming, in my opinion. This hasn't been found the correct way exactly, but, you know, let me know how you feel down in the comment section below. With that being said, I hope you guys have a great day, night, noon, or whatever time period you guys are at, man, and I will see you guys next time.